Today, I'm going to tell you a little story time about how I almost was in the Broadway production of Avenue Q. This was years and years ago. I was auditioning for the role of Brian in Avenue Q on Broadway, and I had a bunch of callbacks, and then they gave me tickets to the show before my final callback. Now, if you've ever worked in the industry, when they give you tickets to the show, it's usually a pretty good sign. So I got tickets to the show. I went to the show, and I knew both of the guy. I knew the guy that was playing the part, Evan, and so I was expecting to see him. But when I got there, I saw this other guy, Nick, who I know now, who wasn't in the show but was now playing that part. Now, come to find out that was his first show on as that track in the show, and Evan had to leave early to go do Phantom. He's very talented, and so they needed somebody to come in for a little bit of time. And Nick had done the Vegas production of Avenue Q. Now, he was the only one that everyone had already approved, so he went into the show. But I was a little confused because I was going in for that track to start, pretty soon. And I was going into final callbacks, but then this guy, Nick, was doing it. So I contacted my agents, we talked to them, and they told us the story. They said, we needed somebody. He was the only one that everybody had approved, but don't worry, it's absolutely open. We still really like you. Okay, so I go into final callbacks. They laughed hysterically at everything I did. Like, so much so that I was like, this seems pandering almost. And I just knew. And so finally, after the callback and everyone, thought I was amazing, they told my agents, they said, listen, we're just going to keep Nick in the show, but as soon as he leaves, you are our next Brian in Avenue Q on Broadway. That's what they told me. That's what they told my agents. Nick, who is a friend of mine now, stayed in that show for the rest of the run on Broadway. And then when it transferred off Broadway, he also did the entire time off Broadway. And so I never got to do Avenue Q because he never left. Sort of weirdly, but I got a consolation show where they called and they said, hey, this show's coming to Broadway. Do you want to do it? It was right after that. And it was called Pure Country. And it was a fine show. It never came to Broadway, but I did the Broadway workshop of that as a consolation for being kind of dicked around for Avenue Q on Broadway. So times is hard.